First, I'd like to thank the fans, alumni, former players, our administration, faculty for attending the game. Thought it was a decent crowd for our first home opener. Got to give Coach Silverfield and his staff a lot of credit for getting the win tonight. This is definitely disappointing for me. Thought we played decently the first half. A lot of things that occurred in the second half that we got to correct. They controlled the ball. They controlled the tempo. We couldn't get them off the field on third downs. And offensively, we couldn't convert and move the chains. And our running game really went away in the second half. And we got to make sure we run the ball. We're not a drop-back team that can expect to win a passing game. We're going to look at the tape, just like I just told our guys. There's going to be about 8 plays in this game that if you could reverse the situation, this game is a lot different. I mean, the first play of the game should have had a sack fumble, possibly, and they scored in 2 plays. I mean, just a lot of little things that we got to make sure that we're executing as players and coaches. And I take full responsibility for this loss. We still got to correct our field goal situation. Just got to make field goals, especially chip shots. We had 2 opportunities to make field goals and we missed, which is momentum, and our kids really feed off of that. And then we got to learn how to stop the bleeding on defense, and we got to be able to respond on offense when we do get a stop on defense. But we'll go back and look at it. Some of the punt returns were very bad as well, so we got to fix the coverage. But the punt distance has to match the hang, and we weren't getting that. So those are things that we got to continue to get better at. Another thing I told our guys is this has nothing to do with the Sun Belt. So I did see improvement from the first week to this week, and we got to make another big jump this week. And it all goes back to practice, how we prepare, how we approach practice, and just all the little details that goes into being a winning football program. With that, I'll open up for questions.
Start with a 2-parter on the quarterbacks. First, can you walk through the process that led to TJ ending up getting the job heading in this game after only being cleared for a week? And then also, I guess you can go with that one first.
Oh, what was the other part?
Did you have any consideration going back to Cam in the second half after he had kind of had a spark there coming in for TJ?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely we should have went back to Cam, in my opinion. But, we made some decisions and we let TJ kind of finish it out. But he definitely gave us a spark, which I thought we would get with him in the game. His injury kind of set him back a little bit. I think from a mental standpoint, it set him back too. So that's when we should have readjusted and really thought about putting Cam back in the game. I thought Cam did some really good things at quarterback. His mobility was really good for escaping some of their pressures that they were having, and TJ is a little bit less mobile than Cam. So these are things that we got to go back and address as a coaching staff and make sure we get all on the same page and come in agreement with what we're doing.
What did you see kind of flip in the final 3 quarters when their trenches started to kind of take over?
I wouldn't say their trenches took over. I would just say it started to be missed tackles and going back to eye discipline and not doing my job. Everyone has to do their job, fit their gaps, and you got to give those guys on the other side credit. They executed when they had opportunity, and they controlled the clock in the second half. I can't even – before those last fourth-quarter drives, I think they had 2 possessions for about 13 minutes or so. So they really controlled the clock and converted third down after third down. We get them in some situations where we should get them on the field, and we didn't. So you got to give those guys credit, and we got to go back and look at what we're doing wrong to improve those situations so we can come out on the better end of the stick.
You had 2 tough opponents and now 2 tough results. What's going to be the mentality going into next week against Murray State?
Same thing. We got to get better. We got to practice better on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Have walkthroughs that are very intentional by the players and coaches. Still got to scale things back and execute things our players can do. Look at the skill set of our guys and really maximize their abilities. Like I said, I'm proud of some moments that some of these young guys are having. Grant Hollyer made a big catch as a true freshman. Jatavius Flournoy is playing a lot as a true freshman. Keelan Butler's playing a lot as a true freshman. Kyle Washington. I mean, the list goes on. T.J. Payton. So we got a lot of young guys that are getting reps, getting better, and eventually, like I said, that talent's going to catch up, and the speed of the game will slow down for those guys and allow their skill sets to really show.
In the first two quarters, it was pretty evenly matched across the board, and then we saw a momentum shift for them in the third quarter. Can you talk us through what happened to you all in that third quarter that caused that momentum shift for them?
Yeah, we couldn't stop them. They ran the ball, they executed, they got first downs and kept the chains going, and when we got the ball, we didn't sustain drives, and they got the ball back again and did the same thing. So just long drives in those first two possessions. We lost the middle 8. We gave up a field goal before the half, and then they come right down and score with the first possession of the second half. So we got to address those areas, and we got to be better as coaches, players, and all that stems back to practice and how we prepare.
What happened to Finley? How did he get hurt? Is it like he just kind of fell weird?
Yeah, jammed his shoulder. So, that's just another issue. And we'll see. I'm knowing he's going to be sore tomorrow. He did some good things, did some bad things. And we just got to, like I say, put a better game plan together. We can't abandon the run. I mean, I thought we abandoned the run, and we couldn't really get any movement in the second half. Running the football, and that always makes it tough when you run on first down, don't get any yards, and it's 2nd and 10, and you're in a predictable pass situation, and 3rd and long, it's hard to convert. So we just got to do better on first down efficiency.
I guess along those lines with the middle 8 and what they're able to do out of the half, you've won the toss and chosen to receive both times this year. What's gone into that, and given that it's kind of gone against you the first couple of games, is there something maybe going to change there?
I wouldn't say it went against us. I think we moved the ball in both games. We had things to sputter out. I just know our confidence in what our offense can do is why we took the ball. And then when you are playing against opponents that have better rosters than you kind of want to have maximum possessions in the first half if you can afford it. And deferring sometimes doesn't allow that to happen. So it's all about the opponent and who you're playing and the confidence that we had in our offense and our opening drive.
And I think you mentioned the special teams, the penalty there that made it a little bit easier. It's a 55-yarder, I guess.
Yeah.
As these special teams things little things keep cropping up, I guess what's at the core of why that keeps happening in these moments?
Just a lack of discipline. I mean, Josiah was trying to get the D-line to move, and he clapped, and we can't do that on defense, and he was trying to get a D-lineman's attention. That's just a brain fart and nothing intentional. It's just the heat of the moment, and you're trying to get someone's attention, and we can't do that. And it really cost us by giving up a field goal at the end of the half.
It felt like the energy was still pretty high coming out tonight. As you mentioned on the first drive, it looked like things were kind of clicking there a little bit. Can you kind of speak on the energy now going into Murray State and how kind of keeping that energy up, if you will?
Yeah, it's not about the energy for Murray State. We got to go and clean up and see our mistakes from this game. Like I said, we got to address our situation as a staff in all 3 phases. And same thing, make sure we got the right guys in the right positions, and then we'll put a game plan for Murray State. I mean, they're not going to come in here and just allow us to do anything, so we're going to have to work, and they got a good football team. I don't know what they did tonight. I know they lost their first game, but we got to go to work, and it's got to be about us.
You've spoken about shouldn't have abandoned the run, stuff like that, and I guess where is the collaboration? What's the balance between you wanting to make those calls in games versus deferring to your coordinators to run those sides of the ball themselves?
I try to allow that to happen without cluttering the coordinator's mind. So I try to ease off, and there's certain things that I will ask for during the series, and that's kind of the collaboration. But I don't want to be the coach that's going to interfere with those things unless I see fit where I have to move in and make those decisions. But I have confidence in our staff. It was more so what Memphis was doing and the lack of execution on our part, too. So we just got to do better. I mean, we had that first play, we got the ball. I think we ran a toss play, got 8 yards on that, successful play. I think we came back and threw it and Just can't have them moments. I mean, the third and one, then the fourth and one. I mean, just a lot of things. Like I said, you can go back and look at about 8 to 10 plays, and it's going to really, really rear its head to our players and coaches if we could just get some of them calls back. And that's part of football. So we'll learn from this, get better from it.
Coach, I got multiple questions for you. All right. So I know the one that probably grinds your gears the most is 27 rushes for 49 yards. Third down conversion, 6 out of 15 on the night. But time of possession was frankly even, just not in the second half. I want to know, like, how do we balance getting the run game going how we need to, but also measuring what happened tonight? Because TJ Finley went 21 of 29 for 201. Cam Brown went 8 of 12 for 139. So it's like, how do we balance that heading into y'all film review with the coaches heading into this next game?
Like I said, first down is key. We did not do a good job of running the football in the second half. So we just got to come up with a better plan of attack from that standpoint. You're not going to win a lot of games relying on the pass, even though stats say one thing. But when you can run the football, change the line of scrimmage, and create physicality from that standpoint, which we did against Ole Miss and we kind of did early on with Memphis, then, that's the recipe that I feel like is a successful one. Been in those offenses where you're trying to throw it, and a lot of bad things happen when you throw the ball a lot, in my opinion. But we got to be more explosive. We didn't create enough explosive plays in the run game or pass game, and they did.
Well, you mentioned we've heard a lot about 49 yards and the run game. What was the deficit with the run game? Was it execution on our part? Was it their defense? Was it a combination? Was it the play calling?
It was a combination of both. We got to go back and look at the tape and correct some things and just go back to the drawing board. Just like I stated, their defense is a different style of defense, and we'll see that defense 4 more times in our league once we get to Sun Belt play. We'll see it from ODU, Marshall, some other teams that kind of mix it in. So we just got to be on top of our game plan and learn from this, put the game to bed, move on to the next opponent. No time for a pity party from me. We are disappointed, which that's a fact, and we expect to win.
Where do things sit with the place kicking situation where you've got two guys, neither of them
Braden would be the kicker moving forward. He kicked that last extra point, if I'm not mistaken, and he has a stronger leg, and he just got to have confidence with the shorter kicks and develop that consistency.
And I guess how does the balance go between they're missing these kicks, you want to start being able to rely on your kicking game, but it might start be easier to just start going for fourth a lot more often?
Yeah, that is right. Those are, my mind told me I had to kick both of those that we did attempt, just based on the game and situations. We did go for it on fourth down probably 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, and we're going to be aggressive in certain situations, but the game and how it's going is going to dictate whether we go for it or not. I'm not going to be one to say, oh, man, we should have went for it or whatever the case may be. We're going to commit to what we're going to do and do it.
Can you talk more about, like, the freshmen? Because you mentioned Flournoy's on the field a lot. TJ Payton had 75 yards in the return game by himself. Mm-hmm. Like, what did the freshman's growth from your lens look like?
Yeah, I mean, this is their first time playing high-level college football against 2 quality opponents, and those moments will create more value for them, and it also give those guys confidence moving forward when we play a different brand of competition. Like I say, they're growing, they're talented, but there's always room for improvement, and the more you play, the game slows down for those guys, and that's what we expect to happen. But everything still goes back to how we prepare, how we practice, and being intentional on what we're doing and how we exert effort in practice, because our practice effort has to be just like the game. And if it's not, then it's not a switch that you turn on game day. and think it's all of a sudden going to be different. So we just got to practice harder, and we got to get more leadership to demand that standard in practice.
We saw a pick six at the end of the game. How did you continue to motivate your team? Because that can be very defeating, and a second loss. What's your message to them?
Yeah, that was defeating, giving up a pick six, so that in itself was bad. But we've already discussed we're going to watch the tape, put this game to bed, and we got to move on to the next opponent. Like I say, all our goals are ahead of us, and, it'll start next week. And we'll prepare and have another home game and expect, a better result.
Any other questions for Coach?
You got a question? All right.
I just wanted to know, how do you lead the team as a coach?
How do I what?
How do you lead the team, especially like after taking a loss? How do you lead them?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world. The sun's going to come up tomorrow morning. We still got our health, and we did have one player to get seriously injured, Sir Mills, who it was a bad injury. You could see it, and luckily the doctors were able to pop his ankle back into place. But it was definitely difficult. But our guys will bounce back. They're resilient. We have good coaches in that room, and it's going to be up to us to kind of get those guys back on track. And like I said, everything has to be intentional from a practice standpoint, a game planning standpoint, and really putting our players – think about our players and not plays.
Because there's so many quarterbacks now that's like in the mix, what is those conversations with the coaching staff going to be like heading into Murray State?
Same thing. Who does what well? How can we maximize our entire roster and make sure we call the game accordingly? TJ has a certain skill set. He is very accurate when he has time. He can throw an excellent deep ball. Cam Brown adds a lot of mobility. He can do things with his legs. And he's getting better as a passer too. So we got, and Christian's a good quarterback as well. I mean, he didn't see any action tonight, but he's been a consummate professional this week, and that's why we brought these guys here to compete, and competition helps everyone.
Ted is consistent. Despite all the quarterback controversy and changes, Ted still put up 97 yards on 10 targets. Can you talk about him, and are you going to be counting on Ted and his leadership more since we're finding new leadership in this season?
We need more than just Ted to lead. I mean, it starts with the coaches, and the players have to follow suit. Ted probably should have scored on the screen that we threw in the red area on that first drive we had. He went inside. If you go outside, he scores. That was the one we didn't get the fourth down. He also had a drop right there that was very costly. We're still down by 15. That would have moved the chain. So all of us have work to do. No one's perfect, including myself, our coaches, players, and we all just got to stay connected, come back together, look at the tape, make corrections, and then just move forward and get better again. And we will get better this week, just like we did last week.